Also breaking, a judge just unsealed the search warrant for former President Trump's Florida estate.
CBS News Skyler Henry live for us on Capitol Hill with more on what was seized. Skyler.
Hey, Marie, Jim, good to be with you both. Well, we're learning new details by the moment here. After looking at this unsealed search warrant, we've learned that there were 11 sets of classified documents that were confiscated, as well as 20 boxes of materials, including photos, as well as some that were labeled as top secret. And we're also learning that there could be potential violations of 3 criminal statutes, including the Espionage Act, following the release of this search warrant. But keep in mind, the Trump legal team did not object to the search warrant being unleashed.
The search warrant and an inventory of what the FBI took from former President Trump's Florida home is now public after a federal judge followed through with the Justice Department's request to unseal the documents. The records show that agents were directed to seize items marked as classified or related to national security. They were also told to look for evidence that official records had been altered, destroyed, or concealed. The property receipt shows the FBI retrieved 11 sets of records during Monday's search at Mar-a-Lago, including some labeled top secret. Attorney General Merrick Garland asked the court to release the warrant and inventory after Mr. Trump condemned the search as a politically motivated raid.
The department filed the motion to make public the warrant and receipt in light of the former president's public confirmation of the search, the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest in this matter.
These documents do not include the FBI court filing that convinced the judge to sign off on the search.
The real story will be with the release of the affidavit itself, which is not currently planned to be released. It is filed under seal.
Several media organizations, including CBS News, have asked the court to make the affidavit public.
Now, we should point out that the Trump legal team put out a statement following this search warrant being declassified, saying that the Biden administration is in obvious damage control after the botched raid where they seized the president's picture books, a handwritten note, and other declassified documents. Now, we should point out that the White House all this week has essentially said that they didn't even know that this search warrant was going to happen down in Mar-a-Lago on Monday. That includes the Attorney General's remarks yesterday, where he talked about this investigation while also standing by not only the DOJ but the FBI, saying that the men and women of the FBI and DOJ's credibility should not be questioned. Jim and Marie, back to you.
Skyler Henry with reaction and the latest from Capitol Hill. Thank you, Skyler.
So what does all this mean legally for the former president?
We want to bring in CBS 2 legal analyst Irv Miller, joining us live from the CBS 2 newsroom. Irv, thanks for being here. We want to start by asking, we now know the details, or at least some of them, of this search. I know you have a copy of that search warrant. Do we know yet how impactful this search was? Can we tell that this may or may not lead to any criminal charges at this point?
The search warrant itself gives us absolutely no idea as to whether or not there's going to be future charges against the former president. The document that may give us some indication of probably either a charge or a no charge decision by the Justice Department is that affidavit that the FBI filled out. It's usually multiple pages long, that gives the judge the probable cause aspects of why the judge had issued the search warrant. Until we get that, we're not going to know what the judge thought the former president's role was in this. That's the crucial piece of evidence. What we got today is the bare bones. They had legal right to go in. They had a legal right to seize documents, and that's what they did. But as far as whether or not this is going to end up in a charge against the future president, it absolutely means nothing. He's still presumed innocent yesterday. He's still presumed guilty today.
Irv, some no doubt are going to...
not guilty today. Excuse me.
Yes, thank you, Irv. Some no doubt will wonder, if the president has access to top secret materials, what is the significance of it being moved from a secure location in Washington to his home in Florida?
Because you just can't do anything with secret documents, with confidential documents that are even maybe marked top secret. The 3 statutes that he's accused of violating, possibly, that are laid out in the search warrant, is the Espionage Act, that he destroyed documents, and also that he concealed documents. Whether or not that leads to anything, we're not going to know for months, and we're not going to possibly ever get that affidavit unless he is charged with a crime.
Irv Miller, CBS 2 legal analyst, thanks so much. We're going to come back to you again. And stay with us as we continue to search through the Trump investigation as it develops.